USD 393 update on Eagle Community Television is brought to you by Solomon State Bank, with locations in Solomon, Abilene, and Salina. Go Gorillas! Solomon State Bank, member FDIC. City of Solomon. The City of Solomon is a huge supporter of USD 393 and all it does for our community. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hi, Dennis Weiss for Eagle Communications. Welcome to USD 393 update. First one for Solomon.
Well, welcome. It's glad to have you here.
You're the superintendent of schools. Your name's Justin Cope.
I am. That is true, and I'm excited to be here.
And you grew up not too far from here.
No, I'm a Dickinson County boy. Grew up about 25 miles southeast of here, and so we're very fortunate to come back to Solomon and to Dickinson County, and have enjoyed the little over a year we've been back.
So how old are you?
Oh, goodness, you're going to put me on the spot.
Got to do the math with your fingers.
I've reached that wonderful age of over 40. So,
is that right?
Yep.
Well, you're still a young guy to me, right, Dave? So it is so exciting for me as a guy who's 58 to see young professionals who we raised come back to add value to our communities. I think that's the holy grail of economic development, and we do a lot of things about economic development on TV. So to see you as a superintendent, USD 393, Solomon Gorillas, it says right on your shirt.
That's right.
That's terrific.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. One of the things is that as you when you start out, you never know where your journey might take you, and so it's taken me a few places throughout the state, and I've been fortunate enough to be a part of 2 other school districts. And one of the things is when you start having your own family, you realize that family's important, and getting back close to grandparents and being a part of Dickinson County. And many of the things that shaped myself through my educational journey were other influences, such as other things that you can take part in Dickinson County as far as the fair and other opportunities from FFA to you name it. And so it's good to come back to Dickinson County and be a part of the educational journey of others.
And word on the street is you'd love to have a house in the country for a few kids and yourself and your wife.
That is very true. We would love to get to the country. So if anybody's out there and has a house selling Dickinson County, we'd love to talk to you.
We do free real estate commercials.
That is awesome. That is great right there.
Okay, there you go. You know, 10 acres and 3 bedrooms or 4.
Yep, that's right. I have 4 children, and so all under age 10.
There you go.
Lots of room to run.
Yeah, and some farm cats. And
only one.
Only one.
Only one.
You never have
if there's
just
2, there
one
becomes more.
farm cat. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, all right. USD 393. You're the superintendent of schools. Solomon is one of the rural districts, really, in our county. I guess, I don't know what your percentages are, kids that get on a bus, but historically, a lot of farm kids either drove in or rode into Solomon schools.
Oh, very true. We've got several of them that are from the rural area, but where we're located at, we have the rural, but yet we also have the bedroom community, you might say, those that are going to go to Salina or to Abilene, and even over to the fort. We've got several military families that have moved in, and so it's not a far journey. Those that want to get to Dickinson County and get to the rural area, they'll live here and commute. And so we think it's a great place to experience, the bedroom community, a small community, yet you also get the rural feel to it.
I drove through downtown before I got to your building this morning. I always do that when I come to Solomon. I didn't used to. The reason I do now is because it's such a shining example of what can be done if the will and the want to is there. So it's so nice to go, and it reminds me, there's some anchor institutions that kind of made that happen. You have Solomon Corp there, you have Solomon County, or Solomon State Bank sitting there. Both have been here a long time doing a lot of things in the community.
It's beautiful after, of course, coming here as a Hope Lion and playing here and seeing the transformation from, when I came back to interview a year ago for the elementary position. One of the things that my wife and I both noticed is that, one, I know it's not a new school, but it is a new facility, 1996, and I was already graduated and long gone, so I didn't get a chance to experience the new part. And then to also see the downtown revitalization. I mean, that is amazing down there. It's just beautiful. And really it's things that we didn't even notice, because when you're gone for so long and then you come back, you notice things like that. And the downtown is just truly awesome. It's great to see.
I have something about Solomon that's unique to Eagle that nobody else would have a reason to know that I think is a great statistic about Solomon. It's our highest penetrated community for internet service. In other words, by the number of homes that are passed, the highest percentage of people have chosen to purchase internet from Eagle Communications. And it's been that way since we bought it 10 years ago. It just went like this. So that tells me, in my line of business, that people are interested in being connected to the world, and they're doing something with it, because early adopters like that had a reason. You know, they had a business at home, or they're just interested in what's going on in the rest of the world. Thought you might appreciate that.
Oh, that is a great thing to know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Shirley, you have a list of great things that are going on at USD 393 Solomon.
We have a lot of things that are going on great here at Solomon, and probably the first one is just to talk about our school and our staff and our students.
Okay.
You know, anytime that there's a new guy, myself, and I had the luxury of also being the elementary principal last year, so I've got to see some of the things that we started last year, and now you sort of start to see them come to fruition this year, and then just switching different seats per se as a superintendent. But one of the things that we're excited about is our teachers and our staff and the changes that have occurred from last year to this. And one of those things is that we've gone to a K-6 facility instead of a K-5, and that has allowed us the opportunity to do many different things as far as staffing and schedule-wise, and then gone to 7-12, of course, for our high school. Great opportunity to be a part of a K-12 building. There are some unique opportunities that come with that.
Yeah.
A lot of mentoring from the high school to the elementary students. A lot of times at our high schools, students have the opportunity to go into the elementary classrooms and help out there, whether they're student aides or whether they're going in there to help with reading or math or do some tutoring. There are great opportunities there. But one of the things with the changes of the school system that has allowed us to do is we've gone to a K-8 science instructor. So just one person, that's a lot on her plate, but one of the things that they're getting is science from kindergarten and getting science labs all the way in kindergarten once a week with labs. And so
continuity and consistency.
Yeah, so excited about that opportunity.
That's
and the other thing is
terrific.
that we've gone to a 4 through 6 upper elementary. So they've sort of got to branch out and become their own unique individuals early. You might call it early middle school, and so they've got lockers, they're going to some different classes, they have a homeroom, but they also get to explore some different things there. So we're really excited at the opportunities there for our 4th through 6th grade, and then it's given our 7th through 12th grade the ability to go to an 8-hour day and allow them a chance to look at more career and tech ed options and look at more pathways for them, and that's the nature of the beast right now, is career and tech ed. And what a great thing is that some of them might not be necessarily those that want to go to college right off the bat and want to go and you can graduate from high school, have an opportunity to go out and make jobs that are making $50,000 to $60,000, which is a lot more than what a teacher makes.
That's
and so
right.
those opportunities, an 18 and 19-year-old, and you can get those opportunities here at Solomon. So we're excited about the direction we're headed.
Gosh, should be.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah, very excited.
We have a chance to talk to superintendents in our line of work, both from broadband and with the camera. But I can tell you there has been a clear shift in Kansas of coming to realization that there are really good jobs available on a non-college path, and that there's a significant portion of the student population that would be well served by that, and maybe we should diversify our message to our students about what good things are in the world. There was a time when I think college was beaten into us, and if you don't go to college, you're not a success. That's clearly not true. And I think we've come to grasp that, and schools are doing a great job of helping children grow to young adults and getting them to where they want to be.
Yeah, I think we're trying to get to where we do, and every school is as well. And with our new Commissioner of Education, Dr. Randy Watson, who is the superintendent at McPherson,
Right.
and this being his first year, there's a clear shift in the direction that our state board is wanting us to go, perhaps, and they'll come out with some other things here in late October with a clear path, per se, on where we want to go. And so we're excited about those things. It's exciting to be a superintendent this time. A lot of people will tell you, when you hear the reports right now at the state and as far as the shortfalls in revenue and all the legislative things that are happening, at the same time, though, it's exciting because it's one of those times in education where I think we'll look back in 15 to 20 years from now and say, at that moment in time, things changed, and it changed for, we hope, obviously the best. And I think that's the direction we're headed.
Without devolving this excellent conversation into a school funding one, I find it helpful for myself to say once in a while in the privacy of my office, Washington, D.C. is the best funded schools in the nation, and Baltimore's number 2. Clearly, money's not the answer for success, because I think you're holding your own and generating quality students with a quality opportunity at life from rural Kansas schools, and we do it for a lot less.
A lot less. And one of those things is that, you know, we tell our teachers all the time, and if you want to open the newspaper up, you can find the doom and gloom there is in education.
Right.
But you also need to understand that they're only a first grader for the 1 year you have them. They're only a senior. That's their only shot at being a senior, and making an impact on their lives. And I think we're blessed because we are in rural Kansas, and because we are in a small community that understands the value of education. And our teachers understand the positive impact that they have. They're the ones that are out there every single day impacting students, and they understand that positive relationship with those students.
There is no substitute for the ability to add excitement to a student's life about learning. Nothing. No amount of money can cover up the failure to do that. And a person who can generate enthusiasm and excitement about learning will overcome all other obstacles.
Oh, very much so. I agree wholeheartedly. And I think that's the reason why not only myself, but everybody gets into education. It's not to make money, it's to make an impact on students' lives. And you sort of alluded to it earlier on when we talked about Dickinson County, and it's leaving that legacy. What mark are you going to leave? And you hope that as a teacher, as an administrator, as a superintendent, that 25 years down the road, somebody will say, you know, that teacher, that administrator had a positive effect on my life. And that's exactly why I'm here. There's definitely individuals who live in Dickinson County that are the reason why I'm here. So
that's terrific. How many students in K through 12?
K-12, 312 this year, and we're actually up 15 students from last year at this time. So that's a good thing, and it's also a good thing is that we're being where we're at as a bedroom community. We have the opportunity to also be a little bit selective on who we want, and so we're excited that we've had many people inquire, and you know, some of those aren't a perfect fit that are coming from outside our district boundaries, and so. But we're also excited because we're having people move into our community. If we could have a huge housing development, you know, I think you'd have people move in here in a heartbeat. Just for myself, if we could find the right house per se, you know, we'd be moving to the country. There's some things that are going to happen, and obviously down there on Daisy Road in 1700. But about a month ago, the commissioners voted to approve a housing down there at 1700 in Daisy. It depends upon which side of the fence you are on that, and whether you agree or disagree with that. But one of the things that's going to do is that's going to bring obviously more, we hope, more students to our neck of the woods, and also provide a tax base for us as well, you know. And so we're excited about the growth there, and we've got opportunities out north by interstate here to where there might be some growth there, and it's just a great time to be here at Solomon.
You have one of the anchor businesses I didn't mention, you just popped it in my mind, that's Abilene Machine, who invested in that industrial park up there. And I want to compliment DS&O for not moving out of town. They simply moved to a better location and added some something on the tax rolls for us as a community.
It's a beautiful facility, and a great thing for Dickinson County to keep it right here and keep it, you know, a vibrant part of our community, of course.
You know, I have read about the development down there, and again, we're not going to turn this into a political show, but I will say what I've always said, and the only way to preserve anything is through growth. You know, preservation is not possible without growth. It's rot without growth, and then death. So as you look to preserve the values that you hold dear, if you don't have a growth plan, you're going to fail.
Very true. Which is why we started to implement the next point was the fact that our community has come up with a strategic plan for our school district and where we want to go. And I was so excited that when I took the job, one of the things that we talked about as a school board was the things is that getting plans in place. If you don't have plans in place, it's just like anything. If you don't put a plan down on paper, you're not necessarily going to go after it. And so as a community, we sat down and we just got done. We invited 70 different community members to be a part of the strategic planning process. And they had to take 2 days away from their work to be a part of the plan. And there's several that wanted to attend but couldn't because of that reason. We had 40 of them be a part of the process, and it was all day from 9 o'clock till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was hosted by outside consultants, of course. You don't want it to be biased by the superintendent. And so Greenbush was a part of, and they led that process.
Good choice.
And we came up with 5 strategic areas, and the board's going to review those coming up here in October at the board meeting. But you know, such things as it coming from the voice of our community is that we want to see more community and parent involvement. That's one of our goals, and how are we going to get there? We're going to come up with those. We want to see a long-term technology plan, and technology is ever-changing. Oh my goodness, the blink of an eye, there's something newer and better. But I guess with the technology plan is a better way to use our tax dollars and having a plan to do it instead of just throwing money at it. And I think that's key, is to have a plan in place.
Would agree with that. I read this quote yesterday. Dwight David Eisenhower, a hometown boy, right? He said, "Plans are nothing, planning is everything."
It's everything.
So I thought about that. What's the distinction between those two? Well, plans are something you see on a piece of paper. Planning are the people in the room working out how to do something.
The conversations and the relationships that it takes to get that plan executed. Exactly.
Yeah. So having your community willing to engage with you on planning will result in a good plan.
Well, and that was one of the questions that those stakeholders had was, now that we have it on a piece of paper, is it going to go to a file cabinet, or are we actually going to implement it? And that's the nice thing with our school board, that's going to lead our school board meetings and our discussion on where we're going to go in the next 3 to 5 years. You know, on there also included recruit, train, retain our staff, and then recognize our staff, and that's a big one. And we just talked about money and how we wish we could give them, 10% raise, but that's just not possible in today's state. And so we've got to find other ways to make them understand how valuable they are to the success of our school.
We can help you with that.
Here.
We can help you with that. With what we're doing today.
You bet.
This is USD 393 update. It's not the Justin Cope update.
No. It is USD 393.
You have control of this program on Eagle Local TV, and we're highly watched. I think we have 244 plus channels on TV, and this one is generally around number 14 in the ranking.
Well, that's awesome.
So that means the community pays attention to what is going on in the community, and they simply do it through us as well as other medium. So as you look at ways to give people a voice, well, you're going to have a chance once a month to put them right here in front of the camera and let them talk to the community about the great things they are doing.
Well, I'm just excited
valuable.
that you guys are giving us that opportunity to be a part of Eagle and to be a part of having a chance to have that voice. And so we're excited about the things that are happening here, and we're excited to share them with you.
Yeah, that's terrific. You know, I have asked one of your community members to take over as a host because my schedule's getting a little full. But I'm going to have a hard time giving it up. I think this is a lot of fun. But anyway, I asked Brad Hallman if he would set in and do this. I know Brad has always been an advocate for Solomon. In fact, I think every time I have him on camera, he's got a red shirt on. I accuse him of it anyway. But he's also on your board, I think, right?
He's our board president.
But I think long before he was on the board, he was still wearing red.
I'm sure he was wearing red, probably from the day that he was born.
And he's not afraid of the camera. So anyway, we might talk him into being a host and helping give some voice to your people. You'll have to work out the whole board dynamics thing.
That's right.
That's your problem, but I think you can pull on that one.
Well, we're excited about it, and it would be great to have you every month over here.
So let's talk about the Solomon Gorilla football team a minute. Undefeated.
Undefeated, 4-0 tonight. We play Ellenwood, so first round of district. For 8-man, we start early,
yeah.
and so and they're a very good ball team. So we'll see what we're made of a little bit tonight.
I think Solomon Gorilla is a pretty good football team.
We are a pretty good ball, and that's one of the nice things I'm excited about, still being a part of it and just being the assistant coach. I sort of like that role.
Yeah.
But our kids have worked really hard, and not only our football team, our volleyball team shown improvement this year as well, and they've got a great record and doing things the right way. So, but it is good to see on Friday night a community come out and support the team.
Yeah.
Friday night football. Not just because it's football, because Friday night football in a small town is a community event.
It really is.
It's a chance for community to get
Really
together.
is.
And it's a chance for them to show their pride, and that's one thing Solomon has a lot of.
You know, there's nothing more infectious than enthusiasm.
Oh, I agree.
It will spread faster than anything. Now, however, there are two kinds of enthusiasm.
There are
there's
two
positive
kinds of,
and there's negative.
There is both.
It's the leadership gets to determine mostly which direction that goes. And after this interview, I'm pretty well convinced that you have your head screwed on the positive side.
4-0 helps as well for a football team, and positive things with our volleyball team. They always say the best way to start a football season or a school season is to have a successful football team, because it gets the community support out there and the things. And it's just a credit to our coaches. It's a credit to believe it or not, it's a credit to our parents in getting those kids to buy in and be a part of it. And then more importantly, it's all on those kids and what they do in their commitment every day. So we're just happy that there are 32 of them involved, and so that's great to see that many numbers out.
That's 10% of your school population.
Yeah, that's right.
We want to thank you for the opportunity to bring a camera in. We're looking forward to seeing what you produce for us once a month and put on Eagle Local TV.
You bet. Thank you very much.
It's exciting to be here. I think you have great things going on in Solomon. We're so proud to be a part of your community as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Justin?
It's a pleasure.
Have a great day.
You too.
For Eagle Communications, I'm Dennis Weiss. This is the Superintendent of the Schools here at 393, Justin Cope. Have a great day.
USD 393 update on Eagle Community Television is brought to you by Solomon State Bank, with locations in Solomon, Abilene, and Salina. Go Gorillas! Solomon State Bank, member FDIC. City of Solomon. The City of Solomon is a huge supporter of USD 393 and all it does for our community. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.